Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, our host, Minister of Agriculture, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, friends, it is a pleasure to join you today for this Tanzania Food Systems Partners event. And nearly 1 year after we jointly convened the African Food Systems Forum here in this great city, we have the opportunity to review progress towards Tanzanians' own food system priorities and reflect on how we can achieve even more together. Honorable Minister Bashe's leadership in calling for such a dialogue and workshop is to be commended, as is the engagement from all of you in this room who have prioritized this time for shared learning and deepening opportunities for collaboration. Of course, as co-chair of the Presidential Food and Agricultural Delivery Council, I also recognize that this inclusive approach and focus on continuous progress flows from the very top with the leadership of Her Excellency President Dr. Samia Suluhu Hassan. Nearly 2 years ago, Her Excellency stepped forward not just to help convene our continent around Africa's food systems agenda, but also with a commitment to serve as a champion and leader through nationwide action. President Samia announced Tanzania's participation in Food Action Alliance, a multi-stakeholder platform of countries and institutions committed to advancing country-led food systems transformation with a vision to achieve our shared goals as laid out in the Malabo Declaration, Sustainable Development Goals, and Africa Agenda 2063. Today's dialogue and workshop show how Tanzania is already coming through on 3 commitments expected of leading countries in the Food Action Alliance. The first one, countries are expected to advance their national pathway for food systems transformation in their unique context and pursuit of their priorities. We have already heard this morning how this is progressing well, with a stronger food systems approach within the National Agricultural Strategy, the Emerging Agriculture Master Plan, as we presented today, and the Agenda 10 by 30 investment roadmap. These complementary visions and guiding documents provide the evidence-based priorities and approaches we can take on as a community if we are to achieve our targets on food and nutrition security, inclusive growth and job creation, as was in the panel, environmental protection, resilience, and beyond. The second, there is a recognition that it will require a strategic portfolio of many different flagship initiatives, programs, and policies to deliver on our shared expectations. There is no single silver bullet to deliver such a bold vision. As we heard from the Agriculture Master Plan presentation this morning, this alone envisions 15 flagship initiatives requiring policies, investments, and multi-stakeholder action. Many of these and others are already underway. So today's event offers an opportunity to understand their progress and what obstacles stand in the way of accelerating even greater action and investment. The third and final, progress on food systems approach requires that we seek institutional innovations in the inclusive coordination mechanisms that bring us all together and leverage our knowledge, expertise, and resources in the most productive manner. No government can be expected to deliver on its food systems agenda alone. Food systems approaches require bold new collaboration styles across ministers, sectors, and stakeholders group all of types. The breadth and engagement in today's dialogue and workshop is a wonderful standing point and one can learn from and continue to build on. As the former Prime Minister of my beautiful country, Ethiopia, I know having the vision, initiatives, plans, and the structures in place is necessary, but is not sufficient, is not enough. Real results for people, planet, and prosperity stems from the nature of delivery in practice. Implementation matters. Collaboration matters. I would like to say at this juncture, I wanted to see a number of ministers working in these food systems at this time. It all shows that we are lacking some coordination. And I should talk this boldly because as a Prime Minister, I know that if there is no coordination, there is no result. Continuous monitoring, evaluation, and learning matters. Adaptive management and course correcting also matters. We will reach the ends we want most quickly if we can candidly work together, learn from our progresses, and unlock the barriers holding us back even more. In this regard, I was pleased to hear from those who spoke this morning in this opening session, and it sets a good tone of progress and action, even when we acknowledge there is much more we want to achieve together. So as a chair of AGRA and Africa Food Systems Forum Partners Group, let me add a few highlights of how we are coming through with our commitments. AGRA pledged support of 40 million to the government's agenda of building a better tomorrow, both in agriculture and livestock and fisheries, kicked off in April 2024. We thank MasterCard Foundation for trusting AGRA's model of youth employment creation in agribusiness. We are expecting more Generation Zs in many African countries. There is no escape because there is youth bulge, and most of our children are unemployed and they are impatient. I think every government has to take this critical at this juncture. AGRA continues to strengthen last-mile delivery systems for sustainable productivity with a wider range of ecosystem partners under the leadership of the government and its National Seed Investment Plan. We are ensuring the sustainable delivery of technologies that are appropriately utilized for the future of farming systems. In our current strategy, our entry point is inclusive markets, trade and finance, which is emerging from Tanzania's state of food security at 120% self-sufficiency ratio. As a result, we can create more jobs and resilience by supporting the nation in finding the best way to feed others while ensuring enough food for the growing Tanzanian population. Finally, we are pleased to support the ATO and Presidential Food and Agriculture Delivery Council in carrying out their important mandates, generating more resources and improving coordination for the sector. Thanks to the government of Tanzania under the leadership of Her Excellency Dr. Samia, the increased budget allocation to the sector is a great catalyst for private sector investment, thus leading to the realization of Agenda 10 by 30. We are seeing the progress from these efforts with the government and many of you as partners here in this room today. Still, there are several areas where we must continue to achieve even more together and more quickly. Let me note three outstanding matters that we are particularly keen to address in today's workshop. The first one is youth employment through food and agribusiness. I think this is critical. The second, soil and water management and conservation. The third is advancing a new climate economy. I look forward to the discussions today, generating a clear set of insights and prioritizing the next step to advance our shared agenda over the next year ahead. In less than 2 months, we'll hold the 2024 African Food Systems Forum Summit in Rwanda. And it will be important to see and learn from Tanzania's continued leadership in this regard. It will be an opportunity to showcase progress on your priorities and attract more partners and investors. Let's ensure you bring your best packages to the table. We want to see priorities set clear and binding constraints delineated. And at this juncture, I would like to thank you very much, and God bless you all.